Beast Morphers. Wow. Just wow. We've got to talk, guys. I'm going to come out and say it. Beast Morphers had the strongest premiere episode since at least Dino Charge, if not since RPM. First, a little background. For those who may be living under a rock, this is the first season run by Hasbro, and the time slot has been moved from Saturdays at noon to 8 a.m. Power Rangers used to always premiere at 8 a.m. back in the Fox Kids days, but that hasn't happened since Wild Force back in 2002.
This isn't what I expected when I woke up this morning, but it is pretty cool.
Yep, and that's pretty much how all of the fandom felt this morning too. Essentially, the story thus far is an organization called Grid Battle Force has tapped into the Morphin Grid, the source of all Ranger powers, and they plan to utilize it for green energy to reduce the worldwide pollution. The first test of this program is happening in the city of Coral Harbor, but the town mayor isn't very happy about it.
That's exactly what I'm afraid of.
It seems that the mayor thinks what we're doing is a mistake.
A huge mistake. Since before you were born, every monster out there in every dimension, from Rita Repulsa to Sledge and Galvanax, they've all wanted to take the Rangers' power and rule the universe. And now that you've wrapped it up with a ribbon, some evil mind will try to take it again. And when they come, this place, Grid Battle Force, won't be able to stop them.
Wise words, dude. And I totally love that line, by the way. But turns out, the Grid Battle Force plans on making Rangers of their own to protect the Morph X, what they call the liquid form of the Morphin Grid power, from potential evildoers. By the way, is this the same set of tables the Legacy Rangers were on in the 25th anniversary episode? Anyways, the introduction scene of this episode gave me some flashbacks to the very first episode of Mighty Morphin. The whole starting out in a gym scene with the supposed Red Ranger teaching a karate class. I say supposed because we find out later that this guy was supposed to become the Red Ranger, but that didn't exactly go as planned. I also got some RPM vibes, being that the Red Ranger is the mayor's son, and the main villain this year is a computer virus. Time Force flashbacks set in when the Red Ranger's father was lecturing him inside of the limo about making something of his life. Then the whole scene with the mayor's son sneaking into the Grid Battle Force office also gave me some Lost Galaxy flashbacks with how Leo, the Red Ranger, snuck into Terra Venture in that premiere episode. And also the overall concept of futuristic tech, the base, and man-made powers made me think a lot of Lightspeed Rescue. I say all of that to say that this premiere used a lot of elements from some of the more fan-favorite seasons utilized in the past, and it played out really well. A total breath of fresh air from, like, all of the Neo Saban era teams being teenagers in high school for the past 8 years. They also did something totally unexpected and different. Right from the get-go, the original candidates chosen by Grid Battle Force to become the Yellow and Red Rangers get infected with a computer virus and pass out, with evil clones of them becoming the Villain Rangers. That was pretty cool, and I wasn't expecting that. One of the laundry girls at Battle Force and the mayor's son, as previously mentioned, eventually become the replacement Yellow and Red Rangers. We got a pretty well choreographed fight of the unmorphed Rangers against the new villains, and no Japanese footage was used for this episode. The interesting thing to note about this episode is that most of the producers, writers, directors, and special effects staff behind this were all the same crew from the past several seasons. But this episode felt so different. It felt like the stuff that we got at the end of the original Saban era and the things that we saw during the Disney era. Basically, Power Rangers at its best. What changed? As far as we know, the only change is that Hasbro now owns the show. So, did they give the team a little more creative freedom? Or maybe some more time to flesh things out and a bigger budget? Maybe it was both. Who knows? But I can confidently say that whatever it was, it worked well for this episode, and I'm anxious to see how the rest of the season turns out. Dino Charge also started on a high note, but by the time the series ended, we ended up with a mess where dinosaurs never went extinct and the entire continuity built from the very first Power Rangers episode was essentially unwritten. Well, until fan backlash later convinced the show writers to fix this mistake in Ninja Steel, bringing the Dino Charge villain Sledge back for a cameo that confirmed that Dino Charge was an entirely different dimension than all the other seasons, just like RPM was.
What dimension is this? Wrench, run a scan for energems.
There's nothing, Master Sledge. Then we
are in a different universe!
Therefore fixing the mistake. So let's wait and see. What we'll be telling is how things are once we're about 5 episodes in and they get to the generic Monster of the Day episodes. Will they continue to use these episodes to develop the characters, like RPM did, or will they be simple filler episodes? Character development, the script, and acting were all top-notch in this episode, and well thought out. You really felt for the characters. Some fans have argued, and I tend to agree, that we got more character development in this very first episode than we did for all of Ninja Steel, which is a shame because they were good actors, but hardly got a chance to really shine. Are you excited to see more of Beast Morphers? Leave a comment below with your thoughts. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and hit that subscribe button for more Power Rangers news and reviews. We'll see you next time.